Hello. For the 15 years that I've lived in the United States, 14 have been spent in rented apartments plus 1 year with my in-laws. These apartments have varied in quality and size from 300 square feet to 1,500. Basically, renting has been a way of life since I was 20, but now that's all changed. On Christmas Eve, my wife and I did something that Child Lawrence wouldn't have believed even if you'd bribed him with football stickers. We closed on our first American house! We're so excited! This isn't the house, by the way. This is just stock footage of a much larger house because we couldn't show the exterior for security reasons. That said, come and join me now in the foyer of my Chicago area home. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do that now! Hello and welcome to my first American house. I'm standing right here in the foyer, or as it's pronounced in American English, foyer. And the first thing that you'll probably notice is this staircase. And the reason that you notice it is that it leads your eye to me, the second thing you notice. There isn't really a third thing, this is just the foyer. So strap in as I take you on a tour of the rest of my house. Now, it's important to say that we don't have a lot of furniture in here yet, so that accounts for the echoes and also just the lack of seating space. But we do have this makeshift table and chair set, which is acting as a kind of temporary Lost in the Pond control center. And we have, get this, a fireplace, an actual fireplace with a chimney and everything. And as you can see, it's got these protective doors on it, which is good peace of mind because my cat would absolutely dare to even think about it. And additionally, those doors might even put off burglars and also Santa Claus. So let's keep them. Behind me is the dining room, and as with the living room and indeed the rest of the house, there's no furniture in here at the moment. But once there is, I imagine, like most Americans, we'll eat our dinner in this room every single night until we don't do that. I give it 2 weeks before we migrate to the couch. But it's pretty spacious, and I think we'll make a nice venue for when I get around to making that video, my verdict on tamales. And this is the kitchen, where I may very well be making those tamales until I realise that I'm a terrible cook, and I order them from a shop just down the road. But it's a pretty decent kitchen. It's got some very American amenities, including this fridge freezer, which is my height, and for the record, I'm 6'1". When I did a video in the previous apartment, people were like, ooh, that's not a very big fridge. Not true. I'm just a very big person. But this one's bigger, and it's got a sort of digital exterior-facing ice cube thing that throws ice cubes at you. Not literally, that would be dangerous, but it's good in the summer, and again, very American. Now I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, you've got your coat on, you must be outside. And that's not true. I'm currently standing inside a room that's fairly common in Midwestern houses that's on the end of the house but doesn't have a lot of central heating. And it's a sort of entryway to the house where people enter before entering. It's all really confusing. But do you remember a few weeks ago when I spoke to the Beasleys and we talked about how a lot of Americans keep their shoes on in the house? Well, a lot of Americans don't. Some of us take our shoes off before we go in the house, but also after. It's weird, and that's where this room comes in. I would refer to this as a vestibule, but that's because I'm pretentious and posh. My wife, she calls it a mudroom because she works on a farm and is American. I looked up this term. Looks like it's largely only used in North America. So let me know in the comments below, what do you call this room? Because we've only ever rented, I'm not particularly accustomed to stairs. But from here, it would seem the only way is up. Rolling, I think. The audio is pretty bad in this room. What I could do is in fact go get a blanket that I packed from downstairs to put underneath me, and that should just make it a little bit better. So just bear with me 1 second, I'll be right back. You can still hear me because I've got my clip-on mic on, so wherever I go, you can hear me. That's a daunting thought, isn't it? Don't ever experience that in your daily lives. Only in this video. Okay, I'm at the box where I put the blanket and there's no blanket. I've just realized I laid it out for the cat at the other place. So there is no blanket. You're just gonna have to get terrible audio. So I'm coming back up the stairs. Horrendous exercise, or great exercise. I mean, I need it. Anyway, this is the smallest room in the house if you don't include the bathroom. And technically, it's one of the 3 bedrooms. I wanted this place actually as my own little office where I can just come and edit videos and look out the window at squirrels. But Tara, my wife, had other ideas. She wants this to be a guest bedroom because this is America and we love sleepovers. 1 box down, 468 to go. And she's not here right now, but this is the little studio that my wife picked out for herself. And I say little, it is quite a bit bigger than the guest bedroom over there, but she's American, she needs all this space, so I've let her have it. I didn't have much choice, to be honest. And looking around, you can see this door behind me. This isn't just any old door, this is a door that magically leads out to the balcony. There's also an outer door and it's very cold right now, so we're not going to go out there and I'm only in a t-shirt. But that's what she's got in her studio. That's fair. So we'll close that. I'm not actually bitter and you'll see why in just a moment. This right here is going to be our bedroom. Obviously there will be an actual bed in here. But in the meantime, I've got these lovely deck chairs. You do need somewhere to sit. Or sleep. I mean, these are very comfortable deck chairs. They're great. I mean, these things they're super American actually, because they have little cup holders. Sit back under the fan, and what could be better than that? Yeah, it's not bad. In true American style, each of the bedrooms comes equipped with a walk-in closet. And this right here is the bathroom, and it's not really anything to write home about. One thing that I can say is that this toilet has been doing that watery sound for a while, and not just because I used it, I mean it is precisely because of that, but it's been just going for about 20 minutes. So I feel like what we need is to call up Captain Von Trapp so he can take a look at it. Christopher Plummer, he's played Captain Von Trapp. We need a plumber. And anybody that knows me knows that every now and again I like to take a nice hot bath. Not in my clothes, usually. But there's a key difference to taking a bath in the United States and taking a bath in Britain. And do you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? It is that you have to step down when you get out of the bath in Britain, whereas the floor of the bathtub is on the same level as the floor next to the bathtub in America. And here's the part where I sit on the stairs like I'm in some sort of 90s music video because I have something serious to say. Buy my t-shirts! I'm kidding. I mean, seriously, buy my t-shirts. But the serious thing that I have to say is what a crazy month December was. In December, it felt like I did 10 years worth of life events. Yep, I became a United States citizen, and that is tremendous. But on top of that, and can we do a close-up because I want to really cement the emotion of the scene. On top of that, we went through the intense process of securing the loan from the mortgage lenders at the same time that I found out my dad only had a few weeks to live. And as they used to say in wrestling, it took a lot of intestinal fortitude to get through that. And I just want to say, right here, right now, I'm bloody glad I didn't do Vlogmas. And also, thank you for your condolences. And I think if my dad had seen the thousands of messages that you sent, he would have been both excited and utterly confused. So, thank you again for that. Alright, remember earlier when I said the only way is up? Well, I completely and utterly lied a little bit. What Midwestern home would be complete without a basement? That's where I am right now. As I did a tour of the kitchen earlier, it occurred to me that my British viewers might have been thinking, where's the washing machine? Where's the tumble dryer? Why are you going high-pitched again? Well, like most American homes, those aren't usually kept in the kitchen, and in this case, we have ours down here in the basement. But I don't want to dwell too heavily on that because for one, they're not hooked up, and number two, I'll be talking about American laundry rooms and basements in general in 2 upcoming videos, so stay tuned. And finally, this behind me, a room that you find in some American houses known as a rec room, as in recreation room. But because we don't have kids and I missed out on having the spare bedroom as a separate office, I was able to claim this room as my studio for making videos. So come on in because you're going to be spending a lot of time in here. Not literally, you'll be just watching me in there, but you get the picture. In many ways, given that I absolutely love what I do, it could be argued that Recreation Room is still an apt name for where I make my videos, and the fact that it sits deep inside Illinoisan soil should make for stronger acoustics, so long as the setup goes off without a hitch. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of my first American house. Over the coming weeks and maybe even months, I'll be delving deep into some of those sort of more individual pieces that are fairly unique to American houses and why, in fact, that is the case. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that I don't have to. And a big thank you to my patrons who paid for this house. I'm joking. But you certainly paid for this channel and made it what it is today, which ultimately did pay for this house. So thank you. And if you would like to become a patron of Lost in the Pond, you can do so today at patreon.com/lostinthepond. Until the next video, goodbye.